You're wanting to go from 88 kilos down to 60 kilos as a woman. Wanting to lose around 28 kilos in total. Let's come up with a plan to get you down to 60 in the most effective way possible. First, let's find out roughly how long this would take us. If we go at a pace where we're aiming to lose 0.7% of your body weight lost per week, that would mean losing around 600 grams each week, meaning that it takes us somewhere between 10 to 12 months. You could do it faster than this, but I'd recommend going at this pace just so it's a little bit easier to follow. Something to keep in mind as well as a woman is that every week you might not lose exactly that amount of weight depending on where you're at in your cycle. And something I recommend to my clients is measuring yourself at the same point of your cycle the following month. Otherwise, you're measuring at two different points of the month where your body's going through some massive changes. And as I'm sure most of you women know, your body weight is always going to spike up when it comes to that time of the month. So first thing we need to do is find out how many calories you should be consuming each day. An easy way to do this is by multiplying your goal weight by 26. So 60 times 26 gives us 1,560 calories each day. But to be honest, I think this might be a little bit low for you. And you're probably going to be aiming somewhere around 1,800 calories each day. If you'd like a more accurate number for you and your goals, comment the word calculator below and I'll send you out my calorie calculator for free. Once we've got a good idea on how many calories you should be having each day, now we need to look at your protein, carbs, fats, fiber. So for your protein, we need to find out your minimum protein you should be aiming for. This, we can multiply your goal weight by 1.6. So 1.6 times 60 gives us 96 grams of protein each day as your protein minimum. Now you want to do everything that you can to try and reach over this number. This is going to make sure that the weight that you lose comes from fat and not muscle. Because for most women that I work with, they want to look toned as they lose the body fat, not just lose overall weight. Ideally, you want to aim for around at least 2 times your goal weight for protein. So 60 times 2 is 120 grams each day. And I think you'll be a lot happier with the results if you go for that number. After that is your fiber intake. As a woman, you want to aim for around 25 to 30 grams coming from fiber each day. This is going to help to make sure that you've got a healthy gut, your digestion's better, and you stay full for a lot longer. It can also play a big role in nutrient absorption as well. After fiber is your minimum fats intake. Now this is super important, especially as a woman. You have to be having enough healthy fats in your diet in order for your hormones to function properly. So as a minimum, you want 25% of your calories coming from healthy fats. So with the starting number of 1,800 calories, 25% of that is going to be 450 calories of fats. And we know that each gram of fat is 9 calories. So 450 divided by 9 gives us around 50 grams of fat each day as your fats minimum. Once you've hit all of these minimum numbers for protein, fats, and fiber, you can use the rest of the calories for carbs or even more fats if you prefer. That's the nutrition target sorted. Now let's look at exercise. If you're not working out currently, I'd highly recommend including some kind of strength training because usually women have less muscle mass than men. Not always though, but having less muscle mass means that you've got a slower metabolic rate. So when you strength train as you're losing weight, that makes sure that you don't lose muscle, meaning that you keep your metabolism higher, which is going to help the weight loss process. If you've got no idea where to start with your workouts or you're not sure if you're doing the right thing, just send me a message. Something else you want to look at as well is your overall general activity. For this, it's essential that you're tracking your daily steps. Now, if you're someone that's busy through the week and doesn't have a whole lot of time to get steps in, one of the best things that you can do here is make the most of your weekends. Something I advise my clients is to try and get out for a long walk, go out with a hike with friends, take the family to see something new, and get as many steps as you possibly can over the weekend. But you do want to try and track your steps day to day and then look at what your average is over the week. And then the following week, try and do everything you can to increase that number. Something else you could look at is cardio as well. Now for most people, I usually try and get them to pull back on the cardio. That's just because they're doing too much to start off with. Now there's nothing wrong with cardio and it's not like you shouldn't be doing it, but it's probably a good idea that you focus more of your attention on your steps and your strength workouts first. Another important thing to track is your daily water intake. Now it's important that you track this, especially if you know you're someone that doesn't usually have enough. Because if you're running around all day dehydrated, running off 3 cups of coffee, it's probably not going to be the best thing for your body. Also, when you start to drink enough water, it's going to help a lot with your cravings as well. An important thing to keep in mind as a woman, as you go through a weight loss phase as well, is recognizing the massive changes that your body can go through throughout the month. As we spoke about with the weight, you have to recognize there's going to be times of the month where you might have more cravings, less energy, your mood isn't as great, and maybe it just feels a whole lot harder to stick to your approach. In some cases, it can be beneficial to adjust your plan to how you're feeling. This might be slightly less volume in the gym or slightly more calories to help you with cravings, but make sure that you take it easy on yourself over this time. Those would be the key things that I'd focus on to get you started. If you found this helpful, make sure you like and follow for more.